$60. $70. $70.
Anything, I did a lot of work.
Find the
Too
early for Santa Claus.
These are donations from the clinic.
Oh, geez.
Okay, $73, and this is a check from the last swap meet. I hope it can be cashed.
You brought a checkbook?
Yeah.
Okay, good. This way. Taking the seat.
Oh yeah, we're late. Where's Alex and the microphone? I need Alex. Alex went to get a microphone for the place. And
You're on mic, by the way.
all the way out?
You have to have a lot more patience.
Anything?
You're on.
I'm on. Everybody take a seat, please.
Well, that's what I just turned off and turned it back on to see if it would behave with this. Which itself you can just turn it off here. Oh, that's right. We're on.
Is the battery dead?
Well, it's plugged in. But they also did the thing where you flip it from the CRT to the LCD, and now I'm confused as to what exactly it does. But then it goes black.
There's a mode where you can do both of them at the same time.
That's what I thought. You just think it through. It hasn't cycled through at all. That's what kind of concerns me all night.
Okay, let's have everybody's attention. We want to get started at a decent hour here because we're actually broadcasting over the internet, and they were expecting us to be on at 7:30. So we're just fashionably 10 minutes late. Welcome to the 188th meeting of the New Jersey Antique Radio Club. Starting tonight, we are going to be streaming our meeting live to anybody, I guess, in the world who wants to watch. So it's pretty exciting. I don't know whether we're going to get thousands of people watching or maybe 2 people, but...
We have 14 right now.
Oh, cool. 14. All right. So,
Not exactly set the world on fire yet.
all right. So we do have some people on. That's great.
Will we be proceeding to pay-per-view?
Okay. Let me just say tonight we're going to have a really interesting talk by our director of the executive director of the library here, where we have our meetings, Alex Magoon. Will be giving a talk on the Farnsworth invention. I guess it's another slant on the Farnsworth invention. I was lucky enough to see the play a couple of weeks ago, thanks to my brother who got me tickets for Christmas, and it was quite interesting to see. So I'm sure that'll be interesting to hear Alex talk about the RCA side of the story. Okay, let's talk about some old business here. I'm going to embellish a few things I talk about tonight just because the people on the internet are not going to know what InfoAge is and not going to know about some of the things we do. So let's start with, we had a clinic in January. These are repair clinics that we hold several times a year, and sometimes they're open to the public and sometimes they're just for our members. The one in January was open to the public, and it was very well received. We were very busy, had a nice time. We must have had, 15, 20 radios come in, and maybe half of them we got working. The other half still need work. So our next clinic will be a members-only clinic, and as soon as we have a date for that, it'll be on our webpage. Does anybody have any comments about the clinic? Walt?
Very well attended, very organized, very good, very enjoyable day, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And it goes all day long. We have it on a Saturday from, well, the experts are there from 9 to 5, but and then we have people bring their radios in from 10 to 4. And as usual, there were other things going on here at the same time at the Sarnoff Library. There were other talks, and they even had some music. They had some groups playing here. Would you call them New Age groups, or I don't know what you'd call them, but they were quite enjoyable. One of the groups' name was Brainstalk, and all of their music is all improvisation. So when they start playing, they don't know what they're going to play next, but it's pretty interesting to listen to. Anyway, that's the January repair clinic. So let's move on to the swap meet update. We have 3 swap meets a year, and so our spring swap meet is coming up on April 19th. So, Richard, you're in charge of that. Do you want to give a little talk about that? Update?
Good evening, folks. Listen, unfortunately or fortunately, our spring swap meet has moved into the real spring. And what's happened is March we got canceled out. We have an early holiday season in March, and it didn't happen. The PL there is very, very busy lately. So the dates that we needed, it just wasn't possible.
I'll stand next to him.
Swap meet will be April 19th, Saturday, April 19th. All right? And as usual, as we get closer to the date, I'm going to be asking for volunteers. As usual, also, Dave, who lives in Parsippany, his taxes are paying the PAL there. We will work together as a joint venture in trying to gather local advertisement, and David's done a wonderful job in the past. Now, anything else you fellows can think of to help expedite anything to do with advertising in your local areas? Obviously, we don't want to go down into South Jersey, Northern Jersey, Central Jersey. We'll try and get it out. Come March, I'll have flyers for you, and take one, wherever you can post them, public spaces. We'd all appreciate that. We want to get it bigger and better. Last fall was an excellent showing. We had almost, we had 55 tables vended, and a few no-shows. So we would have really a packed house last year, and we had a lot of fun. So again, as we get closer, I'll keep you updated. And anybody who looks to vend, please let me know early, and we'll get you a good spot. I do know that I happen to know now that Nassau is also having their swap meet April 19th. How that's going to affect us, I really don't see it, other than maybe 1 or 2 vendors. I don't think much of our membership goes up to Nashua, New Hampshire. So, and listen, I'm going to have to, while I'm here, Phil, if you don't mind, I'm going to have to mention that we do have our shirts for sale right now this evening in large, extra large, and triple large for our larger members. And also, I'm taking orders. I'm sorry? And we happen to have small. We absolutely have small upstairs. I'll be happy to bring them down to you. Also, the jackets I'm taking orders for. I don't want your cash, but I do want your name, and I will be taking the order, and I will be giving you jackets come this time next month. So try, if you want a jacket, get it now, because I'm not going to go back and forth every month to get these jackets. All right, they're $60. It's a lovely jacket. Everybody's liked it. What you see there hanging up is an extra large. Try it on. If it fits you, suits you. If you need a smaller size, medium or large, we'll figure it in that way. And she can make anything. She's a great lady. She's helped us out in the past. She does all our shirts. And also, to add to that, I will have hats. We'll finally have hats. And we'll have a slew of hats come next meeting. Okay. Thanks, Phil.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
I live in South Jersey. Can I come to the swap meet?
Well, you're the editor of our broadcaster, aren't you?
Yeah.
And don't you sell the New Jersey Antique Radio Club tube steaks at the...
Yeah.
All right, well, you're definitely welcome.
You had mentioned we don't want anybody from South Jersey.
Okay, anybody have anything they want to bring up about the coming swap meet? Okay, about shirts or anything like that? Okay. All right, the next thing is InfoAge update. So let me explain what InfoAge is to those on the internet. InfoAge is a group of cooperating non-professional organizations dedicated to preservation and education of InfoAge technologies. Our club is one of these non-professional organizations, and it started out with about 6 of these organizations, and now I think we're up to about 10 there. And InfoAge is a science and learning museum for children. That's the ultimate goal. And for us helping out with this effort, InfoAge has given us a large space where we have our own radio technology museum, and which is open every Sunday in the afternoon. So, with that in mind, a couple of things I want to mention here. First, obviously the museum, we're always looking for volunteers for Sunday afternoon. So please, if you want to try it, get in touch with us and let us know. We're also having a new heating system put in. Right now we have central air in the museum, but we don't have central heat. So we've been using space heaters. So I'll feel a lot more comfortable when the heating system is put in and we can get rid of the little space heaters. So, okay, I think that's it. So yes, that's the other item. I guess I'll ask Ray Chase to come up here. He's our liaison between our club and InfoAge. There is an urgent thing that's popped up at InfoAge that we really need volunteers desperately tomorrow, and Ray will discuss that.
All right, if you're tuned in on the reflector, you know the story. If you're not, very briefly, the two large H buildings are really our prime goal to obtain, and right now the Army is doing an environmental cleanup. Part of that cleanup is replacing windows because they have an infinitesimal amount of asbestos in the caulking. Now, we also have a lot of material stored in those buildings, and we had an agreement with a contractor doing the work that all he needed was access around the interior of the building. So we moved our stuff to the center of the rooms. Well, bureaucracy reigns, and the project manager says, oh no, the fine print says the room's got to be empty. So we have to move all our stuff from the rooms it's stored in to rooms that do not need remediation. And it has to be done by Monday. Now, that's a lot of stuff to move. Now, the work was started to move it on Wednesday, and some people busted their tails the last couple of days working on it. But we need a good crew tomorrow, and if we get a good turnout, we can finish it tomorrow, and we don't have to ask people to come in on Sunday. But it has to be done by Monday. So if you can spare the time, an hour, 8 hours, whatever, come to InfoAge. We're starting at 8:30 tomorrow morning, and it's just, you know, it's just moving stuff about 300 feet. The floors are smooth. We got a lot of rolling equipment, so you just have to pick it up, put it on a cart, move it, unload it. And if we get enough people, we'll have it done tomorrow. So come on down. And you can see what else we're doing while you're there.
Okay. Thanks, Ray. How come Ray sounds so much louder than I do through here? I don't know. I'll just mention that in the past, when we were told to move things, and we didn't move everything that we were asked to move, what was left was damaged, probably on purpose. So, and this stuff is valuable. And one of the things that we have to move is this transmitter, which we brought all the way up. I don't want to take the credit because I didn't help out with this particular effort. But Sal and a bunch of guys went down to Atlantic City and got this transmitter, which weighs over 1,000 pounds, and got it up here without damaging it. And now we'd hate to see it get damaged because it wasn't moved this weekend. So we could really use your help. So please let us know who can help out. They're starting at 8:30. That doesn't mean you have to be there at 8:30. If you can just give a couple hours, it'll be appreciated. Okay? All right, any questions about InfoAge, the museum, anything? Okay. We talked about shirts. Now, starting tonight, we're going to start the nominations for the club officials. It's going to be done, the nominations can be brought up at this meeting, March, April, and May, and then our voting will be in June. So, is there any nominations tonight? Okay. I see a hand here.
I nominate Richard Lee for president. I second that nomination.
Okay, very good. Any others?
Will the president be vacating his seat?
Yes.
That's kind of important.
Yeah, after 10 years, I think we'll give it a rest. So,
The treasurer's position is open.
Is the entire rest of the board up for election?
well, we should, I don't know if this is a good time to find out who's willing to stay on, or
Well, we can work on that, OG.
yeah, I guess,
But we need the answer to that question.
right. So, I guess here we're hearing that the treasurer slot will be open. And I guess we'll have that information on the broadcaster for the next meeting. Okay, are there any other nominations?
Oh, well, just say you can nominate via mail, it doesn't have to be here.
Okay, you can,
It's seconded by someone.
so somebody can just mail in a nomination or email a nomination?
Meeting, but it's gotta be seconded.
Okay. Did everybody hear that? Okay. All right. That's all the old business I had, and I really don't have any new business down here. Does anybody have anything they want to bring up? Yes.
Just as people know, I'm involved with a lot of different area clubs also. And March 1st is Long Island Radio Day. And our speaker this evening will also be attending and speaking at Long Island Radio Day at C.W. Post College. He's going to, this is the second annual Long Island Radio Day, and this is the second annual speech that Dr. Alex will be giving there also. It's a great time if you ever get out there. It's not that far. It's probably 2.5 hours, right, Alex, from here?
Well worth it.
Yeah, it's well worth the trip.
Where is it at, Rich?
It's at C.W. Post College, Long Island University, on the North Shore of Long Island.
Shore?
Yeah. You can Google it. I mean, it's a big college campus. And I was there at the first one last year with Dr. Alex. And it's a very interesting day. It's a lot of things to learn. And as a matter of fact, if you go back into the broadcast, I wrote a little article about it this time last year. So, be happy to see Dr. Alex out there again, and any other support folks give him, he'd appreciate it. So, cash is the first.
Okay. For those on the internet, we usually have, it's not guaranteed, but we usually have a small auction at our meetings at the end. And we do have a few pieces here tonight. But at a previous auction, I don't know which one, it was a piece of equipment sold, and I found the book to it. So whoever bought the model LM21 heterodyne frequency meter, here's the calibration manual. So if you're here, you come up and get it, okay? All right, so if there's nothing further for us to discuss, we can take our 10-minute break. We'll have a 50-50, and then we'll have this interesting talk by Dr. Alex.
Can you enact that anyone who hasn't paid their dues?
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, at the beginning of the year, this is when we collect our yearly dues. So if you want to continue being a member of this fine club, please see Marcia at the table at the doorway there. Okay, and what was the other comment?
Are we taking dues via PayPal if people on the internet would like to pay a join?
That's an interesting question. Do we handle PayPal? Who would know? You guys. No, okay.
No, we don't.
No PayPal.
PayPal.
Tell them it's $23.
Greenback.
Greenbacks only. Okay. All right, is there anything else? All right, the talk will be in 10, 15 minutes.
How many are we up to now?
We want the dues in euros.
I purchased an LM frequency.
Oh,
I
good.
wonder if it's the one that I purchased. I'll look it up.
How many?
The usual. If someone steps up for it, they don't.
Boy, that was 2-3 years ago.
Sorry. You should see my my garage in my basement. You'll understand.
Well, if it looks anything like mine, I'm surprised this ever saw the light.
Yeah.
50-50, folks. 3 for $2. 3 for $2. My online offer. Online. All right, you're the first guy. Oh, you?
So how'd I do? All right?
Did all right. Yeah. Oh, got a roll of beer. You weren't too crappy. It's a strike beer. 3 for 2? Good, $3.